Hello again, and it's update time for us here at Dynamic Core Studios. The staff have all set themselves challenges 6 weeks ago, and each of us had to make ourselves accountable. We're going to come back and let you guys know how we got on. So this is our accountability time. There have been a few issues. It's winter. A few people haven't been terribly well over the past 6 weeks, but we've all made a fist of it. We're all back, and we've all got our updates for you. So let's kick things off. Ali's up first. Her challenge was some kind of yoga pose. I'm not really too afraid of these things, what they're called, but essentially she was looking to go in from what I believe is called a crow pose into a headstand, back into a crow pose, and back into a bridge. And as you'll see from the video, she did take it from what was quite shaky form to not a very vertical handstand into something that was much smoother and much more precise, with a pretty stable handstand at the top of it. The great thing about Ali's challenge was it got a few other people involved. There's a few people that do her class here at the studios, and some of the members all wanted to get joined in as well, including Kirsty, who's got her own challenge later on. So here's a few videos of the three of them giving it a go, and you'll see from it that Jerry, his technique is pretty flawless as well, from a layman's point of view anyway. So you'll be wanting to watch out for in future videos, I think. The next one I'm going to group two together. We had Ria and we had Ilza. Both of them were looking to just be able to do a full pull-up. So Ilza has done pretty well with it. You'll see from the video she got above halfway anyway. She's almost at a full pull-up. And she can do a few chin-ups now, which is great. So she's going to keep working on that going forward, and I'm not sure if she's going to come up with something new as well, but I know this is something she's got a bit between her teeth now, and she's desperate to get this full pull-up. Ria, on the other hand, hasn't really. She had a little bit of a practice towards the start, got L, had a little bit of a try just before she did this video, but essentially this is just a starting point really for her. This is something that she's really going to try and get somewhere with, and hopefully in the future we'll be able to see that she's gone from being able to hardly move herself to doing something that is akin to a full pull-up, and maybe even do multiples of them. Then we have Fiona. Fiona has also been hit by the dreaded lurgy, unfortunately, and it was towards the end of her training period. She was doing really well. The goal for her, the big strength goal for her, was to increase her bench press so that she could press her body weight for 5 reps. Her body weight's just a little over 50 kilos, so she's not huge. But she racked 50 kilos onto the bar and gave it a go, and as you'll see from this video, she managed to get 3 reps out of it, but I know she's going to keep pushing with that and try and make sure she gets that 5 reps once she's 100% recovered, and she'll probably set herself a new challenge going forward this week. Okay, last one before I get to myself is Kirsty again. Kirsty obviously joined in on Ali's challenge, but the one she set for herself was squats. She wanted to get 5 full squats at 50 kilos, and she loaded the bar up with 50 kilos, and as you can see again from the video, she did manage to do 5 squats. The form, a little bit shaky, probably not as deep as she would like to be going with them, so I know this is going to be something she's going to keep pushing on with and try and just nail that form just a little bit better, and maybe even take that weight up a little bit going forward. So we'll give you an update on that later on the next video, just to see what she's going to be looking for over the coming 6 weeks. But still pretty good. 50 kilos in a bar and being able to squat up and down for someone of her size, for someone also that hated squats about a year ago. It's great to see that this is now a priority for her going forward. Last one would be for me. Now my goal, obviously I can talk a bit more about this because it was me, so I know a bit more about what was happening during the process, but it was a 3-part goal really, with 2 major parts and one that was kind of a sub-part. The major one was to be able to do a deadlift, 3 reps, 180 kilos, and I was pretty nervous about this one because the way that I trained, which I'll put in another video how I went about this, at no point did I explore whether or not I was reaching this 180 kilo goal. I was working nowhere near it. I was working on the elements that make up the deadlift, working on the power and the explosivity, before I then finally tried for the one take that I took for this video to see whether or not I could do it. Fortunately I managed to make it, so onwards and upwards from there, and regardless of what my next goal is, which is not going to be specifically deadlifting, I am going to keep working on this, and I'd like to think that by next March I'd be up around about the 200 kilo mark for 3 reps. The other major part of my challenge was to try and increase the flexibility in my hip flexors and in part my shoulders as well. I must admit, I didn't really spend enough time on the shoulders. I did, however, do a fair bit of work on the hip flexors, and there has been an improvement. So you can see from these stills that there is more of an angle in the hip flexors, and it's something I'm going to have to keep working on. But the great thing is that despite the fact that I was squatting and deadlifting for the entire 6 weeks, I've had no more issues with my lower back, so working on it has obviously made a big difference. The last thing was my bench press. It was a sub thing, I said it in passing rather than as being a primary goal, but the goal was to get 130 kilos for 3 reps, and I racked up the bar and managed it. I even went so far as to try 135, but by that point I was pretty spent. I'd done a full ramping workout just to get up to the 130 in the first place, and my legs were like jelly when I went to try for the 135, so I got 1 clean rep out of it. But that's something, again, in the background I'm going to be working on going forward. So that's it. We've all set ourselves a goal, and we all followed through on it. Whether or not we made it or not, it's neither here nor there. The point we've tried to make with these is that we are training. This is how we're going about it, and we don't always make the goals that we're going for. It's just the fact that we are making ourselves accountable to you. So it's the same thing for you guys. If you feel that you're watching these videos and you want to get involved in it, set yourself a goal, tell us in the comments below, post a video of your own if you like, but make yourself accountable. Don't just vaguely walk into the gym and decide, I'm going to do biceps today. It's not really giving you a progression. You don't really know where you're going, and you don't know if you're making any improvements. We obviously have our other video that's got the gym challenges on it. They're short, sharp, and just basically checking if you're improving your fitness. But if there's something that you have a key that you want to work on, post below, send them to us and we'll post them for you, or you can stick them on our Facebook page, or if you're a member of the gym here, just come up and tell us, and a few of you have done that, and some of them have appeared on this video. I'll be coming back, as I say, with another couple of videos shortly. One of them just to discuss how I went about the training in order to get the increase in my deadlift and bench press. The other one being what we're going to do now. We've got another 6 weeks and we're just going to set another deadline, and now that we've done it, we're getting a bit more of a feel for it, and it's good to have these things out there. It definitely has kept us accountable on days where we feel like can't be bothered. I'm sure everybody gets that. There's a lot of work on, we've got a lot of clients in or what have you, but then we remember we've got a video we have to do very soon, and we're going to have to come back and tell you how we got on. So suddenly a little paranoia sets in and we hit the gym for it. So thank you very much for that, for all of you who are watching. I know the numbers have gone up a little bit. We'd love it if you are enjoying these videos in any way, shape or form. Hit subscribe. I'm not sure where the button is. I think it might be up there somewhere. Like this, share it, what have you. We will be coming back with an awful lot more of them now that we're getting a little more comfortable in how to set these up, how to edit them and how to put them up. So we should be back with a lot more content in the near future. But in the meantime, for those of you who have joined us, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We're loving all the feedback we're getting. Predominantly it is face-to-face, people coming up to tell us in the gym. But we'd love you to comment below and just give us your thoughts, especially if you're not a member of the gym. But that's it. We've said we would be accountable. We've come back and we've made ourselves accountable, and we'll be back with a lot more in the future. So we'll see you then.